Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome, and if you caught on to my channel, then welcome back. So good to see you guys. What are you guys doing? What's everybody doing? What's everybody doing with their time? Are you at home? Who still has to work? Virtual hugs, by the way, to every single one of you out there. I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy and making the most of this time. And if you made it here, then maybe you ran down the rabbit hole of crafting. So let's get started. I'm so excited because I actually tried epoxy resin for the first time, and I'm excited to see how my pieces came out. Some of them are not done because I actually ran out of epoxy resin and I need to refill, but I used what I had, and let's see what we came up with. Here we go. Ooh, look at that. A bunch of fun stuff. I'm so excited. Some of these, like I said, are not all the way filled because I did want to do some other stuff to them. I've worked with UV resin and a couple of things. UV resin is fun because you get a on-the-spot satisfaction. Like these, for instance, are UV resin charms that I made, and they're done in about 5 minutes. Here is epoxy resin, but if I had these with UV resin, I would literally put them in their own slot, get the light on each one, you know, depending on what my mixture is. You also, when you're working with UV resin, if you want to fill one up halfway for one particular style and fill the other ones all the way up, you cannot. I mean, there's just so many different variances as far as you can put the light on them and you can't. And I say that to say what I like about the epoxy resin. Yes, you have to wait overnight to be able to do something with it, or to, you know, work the next step if that's what you're trying to do. You do have to let it harden. I did this whole mold here, the full sheet, in one sitting. And I'll actually do a video as to how I did that, because for one, you can get a lot of different designs and textures and mixtures and all that fun stuff done at the same time. And you can see how much resin you have. And what I did with this particular session is I made a bunch of matching beads. Epoxy resin, it is a 1-to-1 ratio and mixture that you have to mix together in order to be able to even use the resin, because one of them is the hardener. So once you mix those two components together, you have to use it or it's going to get hard. A couple little tips that I learned with this. Wear gloves. Always wear gloves. This resin is just as sticky as UV resin, so it definitely, you know, can make a sticky situation. Big tip. I heard somewhere on a video that I was watching, or maybe I just saw them do it, I don't remember, but they stuck the pin when the resin was hardening. I did the same thing, but as you can see, there's no pins. They are in there, but they fell in. They sunk in with time. And I cut the pin, and I'll show you what pins I used. I cut the pin tip off thinking if I took the tip off, then it would be like a good length, right? So I literally bent the tip off. I need to measure my pen next time when I take this out of the mold to see if I need to cut it or figure out a better time to put the pins in, because what I don't know when I do the reveal is, are you going to be able to see the pen through the clear resin? I don't know yet. We'll have to see. If you have any tips how to better place the pens, please leave that in the comments below. I want to know that. And it happened to actually both of my molds like that, because I have this size and then I also have the smaller one. They have pins, they're just in there. I'm going to see what I'm going to do if you can see them in the reveal, because I can kind of see them through there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's just a little tip. I would wait a little bit longer. I would maybe monitor them for 5 or 10 minutes. When I did insert them, I did feel the resin hardening, so maybe I trusted that. Again, this is my first time, my very first time ever playing with epoxy resin. Had lots of fun. Absolutely loved it. I can do a whole lot more at the same time. When I'm working with UV resin, I tend to work, you know, with my 1 or 2 pieces at a time to get those hardened, and those are the pieces that I really get detailed with because I harden them in layers as I go. And if I did some of those steps using this resin, oh my gosh, it could take days, I would imagine. But I did get a couple of more filled. These are supposed to be the circle beads, the round beads. The thing that I did notice is, I don't know if you can see it here, but like all of my pixie dust, glitters, pigments fell. So sitting like this, everything just kind of, and it was really well mixed. It was mixed like this one. So I don't know what I did or didn't do. I'm gonna take them out, but from here, it looks like everything just kind of settled at the bottom. And who knows, maybe that'll make it look cool. And then I just did the little ones. See, this one didn't settle the same. This one really stood. Okay, and if you saw in a previous video where I shared some cool Dollar Tree finds, that's where I got this tray here. They did have different colors, but I thought for what I need, might as well go with white. Maybe I should get that dusted really quick. As you can see, I'm wiping this down with a towel, very similar to the towel that I would use to kind of just place down on my desk, but I don't know if you can see from the angle that my camera is set up, but there's like resin, colored red, I mean just a few things I do not want on my desk. This particular desk I've only had for like probably a week at the point of recording this video, so I really don't want to mess it up yet. Here we go. What do we start with first? This is my very first time working with this kind of resin, so I've never really particularly used a mold to its full capacity in this manner where I have different colors and that sort of thing. And I was trying to get the hang of it all, and I gotta learn how to keep my edges clean, because then that happens and we don't want that. All you professionals out there are probably watching this video right now like, oh Lord, she made a mess. If you have any tips how to keep these edges a lot more clean, then please let me know. Okay, so all right, let's start taking these out, regardless of what the edges look like. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Love. This is definitely a love. Love that. Beautiful. And it does have the stem inside so that it gives it the bead insert. Okay, let's keep taking these out. I feel like the texture for this is so well dried out that this I can just cut it and I don't have to file it the way I see some people do. Like they'll take a file and they'll just start filing it. I don't want to do that because I don't want to take away from the shine. Once you scratch that up, it's so hard to get it back to its natural luster when you try to buff it and stuff. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna see if scissors will work and I'll let you know. Not too bad though, not too bad for my very first time. You know, I actually had those bottles sitting here for probably 3 weeks. I was so scared to get with it because I didn't know if I would have the patience that it takes to wait for the next day and on and on. Oh, let's gonna do those last because we already know what the issue is with these. Look at that. I mean, these two feel very, very similar, but this one, look at if you can see my finger, my skin. You see that? If you don't mix the UV resin to whatever pigments you're adding to it, or it just, for some reason, some pigments leave that sticky feeling. I'll have to play with my mixtures a little bit more. You see the skin pulling? And this one doesn't do that at all. Look at that! That's beautiful. Alright, let's take the rest of these out. Oh, that caught a bubble. Oh no, it's not. Look, it came off. So these came out a whole lot more clean than the smaller ones. Maybe I just have to learn how to work with the smaller molds a little bit better. Well, then there's this. I spoke too soon. Oh, I love the surface on this. These are always fun to try and get out. These were a little tougher. It's tough enough to get UV resin in there because you usually work with smaller increments. Typically, I make smaller charms using UV resin because you also get so much less for what you would pay for like 32 ounces of resin. You can easily pay anywhere between $10 and $12. You can find 120 milligrams for like $15. So like it's very, very small portions for the same amount as you would pay for a lot of epoxy resin. Gosh, I hope this does not make me look like I have little to no muscles at all. It really is just a little bit of a tricky process. These also have stems, by the way. They're just in there. Oh my goodness, look how... I love when something turns out so much better than you anticipated, like that I could make it turn out, right? That is so pretty. And then for these beads, I have what are called like bead covers. I got these on Amazon and I really like them because they just give it like an extra touch of antique, or so I put them like that. Oh, with the pinhole in the middle, and I'll hang them off a chain or something. And they also have the pins. They're like a flat gold or silver, rose, whatever color they come in, and it's like a pin and you stick it. I have a couple more weeks, I think. I will show you on a video and show you how I put those and assemble those and put them together. So so anyhow, just a little accent. Did I do a third one? I think I did. Yay. Ah, this one kind of hollowed out. Oh, that's crazy. I could totally make a ring or something. Oh. Let me see. Ooh, look at that. I hope you can see that. That's awesome. I really like that. Oh my God. I don't know why I love it, but it looks like an eye. Look at that. That is awesome. That's not at all how I settled it. This totally settled on its own. And I love it. And I made 2. Oh my gosh, I made 2. Let's see if they both came out the same. Oh my goodness. These are just too gorgeous. We gotta put those up to the light. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I am excited. Oh, I hope that is capturing the beautiful mixture that this turned out to be. Love those. I absolutely love, and I have to remember the formula to these so I can try and remake them, or at least figure out how to get that clear layer and then the drop of just beautiful glitter mixture there. I love it. I did not realize I made 2 little ones. Oh my goodness. They all came out the same. These are a little darker. That's all right, right? Or maybe it's just the fact that this one has more. Okay. Let's get these out, because if we keep having reveals like this, I'm gonna go crazy. Look it. We got another glowy. Cool. But now I have to see what the reveal is going to look like, because if you can see them, what am I gonna do? And again, with UV resin, I would hold it with my plier in place and use my UV lamp to hold over it like this, and it sets right in front of me. So it stays in place, but you cannot see it. You cannot see it. So that means I can use my drill with a bit and do a little drill, and I would make a hole, and now I can just use a screw pin. Unfortunately, I cannot use, I want to say they're called eye pins, this kit on Amazon. And so I'm not gonna be able to use it just because it'll be too thin, and then you gotta add resin, hold it, and too much. So the eye pin, you screw it in, and that's this little guy right here. Also got this kit on Amazon, guys. That little guy right there. So it's just for a better hold. All right. You can't see the pin. The only thing is I'm gonna have to be very careful that the pin doesn't mess with my bit when I'm drilling it in there. So I'm just gonna have to find a good angle or something. I'll figure it out. As long as you can't see it, we're good. So we're gonna take one of the little ones out because the pins also fell in this one. I fell asleep, so I would suggest maybe wait 15 minutes, 10, 5 even. Oh, you cannot see the, oh yes you can. Oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I don't know. Definitely use it as a, failed it. I don't know. I don't know what to suggest. Maybe wait a little bit longer and don't go to sleep. I don't know. This is going to be fun if I remember correctly. I want to say I added a color changing pixie dust powder. Ooh, it glows in the dark. And it turns from green glow to purple or lavender. Isn't that awesome? Yay, I'm so excited. All right, back to this. This being the first time that I worked with this kind of resin, I did a few things because I wanted to see what different techniques worked and how the consistency worked, the textures, you know, the mixtures, all the fun of it all. I used different pigments, glitters, pixie dusts, glow dusts, or glow powders, I should say. This here is a clear with some iridescent crystal snow flakes. A couple of these glow in the dark. I tried to do like a rainbow pattern here. Here you can see like the pink, the red, but none of them came out exactly how I wanted. So I'm gonna tweak that method a little bit and figure it out. And the way that I did that, by the way, is I put the clear resin. Guess where I got these? Amazon. Yes. And then I got the drops and put the drops in. The next time I'm gonna do a few letters so you can see both when I do the video showing the different techniques. I'm going to do a few letters showing this technique, and then I'll do a few letters showing a technique where I mix the color in the resin first and then drop it into clear resin. Maybe I'll do another technique where I just drop, I don't know, we'll do some different techniques to figure out how to get that rainbow a little more clean, a little more clear. By the way, those were alcohol inks. You can look them up on Amazon. They also have them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart I think even has them. And they're called alcohol inks. Different colors. I'll show you what it looks like when you pour it. And you literally, if you have your resin in there, depending on how translucent or opaque you want it, like, you know, like see-through or not, you know, just, it's like food coloring almost. One thing I will say before I forget about those alcohol inks, when you use white alcohol ink on UV resin, for some reason it does not dry right at all. Cure, I should say. This is the side that's clear with UV resin, and this right here, and it's just it did, and then the inside, it's very bubbled, but I put an extra layer of clear resin to kind of, you know, cover it. It just, no, I don't know what it is. I haven't tried it on this resin, but I want to do just something bigger though to see what the consistency is if I try to use white. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me at all. Maybe I'm putting too much, not enough. I don't know. But if you have any suggestions in regards to that, let us know. Share that with me too. All right, we're gonna pull some of these out. Let's demold. So, oh, these are easy. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys, I get so excited about this. I know it's lame. I believe if I got UV resin and just did such a layer that it would just coat that off, it would look cloudy, but at least it wouldn't feel rough. I'm gonna try that. And then cure it with the lamp. That way it's a fast cure, and then make that nice and smooth. So, but this side is very glossy, very smooth. I don't know if I did that on purpose, but if I didn't, oh my god, it just works because it's also the right side up. I know we're working backwards from each other. I'll try and remember to flip these around. I think it's a yes for me, Dub. All right, what's next? Let's try this one. Z. Z for zebra. Okay, let's get cute. These look so icy. Look at that. I like. And I really like the way that they hardened. So I really love that the clear, which was intended to be this crystal clear, I mean, it literally looks like ice. I love how that came out. And we got the G here. Oh, I'm definitely making a batch of this, a whole batch. Is this a glow in the dark? I don't remember which ones I did. Yes, look! Oh my goodness, I forgot. I think this one is too, watch. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like little kid excited. I forgot I didn't listen. These will be, oh look at, this is that one that I was telling you about. This is the green that turns, the lavender. It's lavender and it turns green glow. Look at that. Oh my God. I'm like, yes. Oh, sorry guys, but I think that's it for now. When I do the rest of these, and add embellishments and things that I want to add, I will hit the record button and see what I capture and show you guys what I do with them. Thank you so much for even staying with me this long. Really, really appreciate you guys. You should watch my other video. You'll see some really cool finds that I get and have gotten at the Dollar Tree. Pick some up. It'll give you something to do while you're indoors. We all gotta stay in anyways. So I'll keep working and you can keep watching. And the way you can do that even better, hit that notification bell so you can see when I upload. So for now, have fun crafting. I'll see you guys next time. Mwah. Love it. Is this a glowing one? I don't remember which ones I did. Yes, look. Oh my goodness. I forgot. I think this one is 2 watch. Oh my. I'm getting like little kid excited.